Alright, after you have your little sample sewn up, you're going to quarter mark it. And you're going to quarter mark at the center front, center back, and at the sides. You've got your band, okay? And the band is the same as you did for the scoop neck. Going to lay out your shoulder, put your shoulder seams together so you have your center front here and your center back there, and you do want to stretch, but this time I'm going to come from the front and I'm going to just give it the same kind of stretch that she showed you in that video. You may have to play around with this a couple of times till you get the right amount, the right fit. So I'm going to cut off probably a good, say, 3/4 of an inch, and I'll show you what I'm going to do after I do that. How's it looking, Rachel?
Just don't go taller than that.
Whack away. Okay. Can you pause now? Okay, you want to make sure that when you cut your band, this is 2 inches, you want to go over to the iron and put a press right down the center. Much like what you did with the scoop neck. Okay? Now you can stop for a second. After you've pressed your fabric, can you see everything all right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to fold it in half. And according to this t-shirt that I did, that I dissected, I've got about 1 inch and 1/4. I am just going to draw in a little miter. From the center of that fold out to the corners. Okay? It's a little tricky with knit because it moves, but can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The whole trick is getting the right depth on the miter, I guess.
The right depth on the miter. Okay, now we can...
1 inch and 1/4 where? What direction?
From the edge...
diagonal.
The diagonal to the... Good. Okay. Alright, can you kill it? Okay, now we're going to go over... Alright, after you have your miter marked, what I like to do is I like to start in the middle. Starting at the very edge, cut edge of this little band right here, tends to suck the edges down into the machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to just work my way out to the end. You can back tack a little bit toward the end, but don't be too close from the edge before you start to back tack, okay?
Straight stitch?
Straight stitch is all I'm doing. You could do a little small zigzag if you wanted to. I'm just doing a straight stitch so you can see it easier. Okay? Then what I want to do is I want to come back over that stitch that I just put in. Go up to the center of that miter. You may have to readjust your edges. You can pin things if you want to. And then I'm going to come out to the end. Okay. You can kill it for a second, Rachel. After you've stitched your miter, you want to just fold it. You can trim it if you want to. The ready-to-wear sample was not trimmed. And then you've got your V. There is some bulk in there, and I'm going to hand this around so everybody can feel it before I...
Restate.
Okay. After you finish making your little V, you can just put a basting stitch around the very edge. You know, just go about 1/4. You don't even have to go 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 or an eighth, just to hold the two cut edges together before you insert your neckline. And a long basting stitch is fine for this because you're not going to be making this a permanent stitch. It's just to hold your layers together before you put your neckline in. Okay. Clip your threads now what you're going to do is you're going to quarter mark this neckline. So I'm going to put a little tiny snip right there at center back. I already know this is my center front, so I don't need to worry about that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up. Can you see that, Rachel?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to
Over the
line up.
table's better.
I'm going to line that up with the point of my V. I'm going to quarter mark a little tiny snip again. I'm going to go over here. Do it again. Okay. And remember, you have already quarter marked your neckline. Okay? All right, kill it for a second, Rachel.
Go.
All right, so in our sample, the ready-to-wear sample, they had about a 1/2 inch slit down and through here. I tried doing that at home when I was first working through this sample, and I decided it was too much, and it left a hole there. If you didn't get that just right, it left a hole. So I'm not gonna do that. So I've just got my rounded neckline. I've got my center front marked, and I'm going to be putting this V-neck. This is actually going to be going in, so it's going to be sitting like that. So that's the back, right. But what you're going to do is you're going to start using at the back. I'm going to pin, I will use a pin here, I'm going to pin my center front on that V, okay?
Is that the back of your pattern or the front of your pattern?